What's up, you guys? My name is Kyng, and today we're going to be talking about my 3 favorite forms of shading. Now, the very first we're going to be doing is blending. Let's get started. Now, what I'm going to be drawing for this shading type is the moon overlooking a body of water. Let me get started on the guidelines for that. Alright, you guys, so the guidelines are done. So the very first thing that we're going to be focusing on is the dark areas for blending, because the majority of the blending process is mixing dark into light. And the best way to explain it is by showing you guys. So let me just go ahead and darken up the areas that I want to be darker, and I'll be right back. Alright, you guys, so the very first thing to take note of is your dark areas compared to your lighter areas. And when it comes to blending, you have to make sure you know exactly where your light sources are. Otherwise, it may look very confusing. Our main light source here is the moon, and it's going to be casting a light on the water, which is reflective. So it's going to cast a pattern-like area. And the second most important thing to note is what you're going to be blending with. Now, I typically use my finger for larger areas, and I'll use a blending stump for smaller areas. This is a blending stump, and just like you see here, this can easily be made at home. Now, the most important thing when you're blending is to bring the darkness into the lighter areas in order to make the lighter areas darker. That sounds really confusing. Let me go ahead and show you guys what I mean. As you can see here, the dark areas are very dark and the white areas are very light. So it's kind of hard to tell what's on the page. You wouldn't necessarily think that this is water I'm drawing here, because it's not defined as easily as it could be. So if I'm going to make this look like water, it's best that I darken the lighter areas the farther away from the light source it gets, so that the water actually looks like it's reflecting. As you guys can see, I've been going in a circular motion around the moon because it's a circular light source, so everything around it is going to be white, is going to be covered in light. So as I go farther and farther away from the moon, the darker it's going to be. Of course, common sense, right? But that's why I'm not going too close to the moon either, because as a light source, it needs space to be a light source, if that makes sense. So as you guys can see, I am pretty much done with this one. I haven't really put too much details in the moon, but I suppose for this demonstration it's not very important. Anyway, on to the next form of shading. Now, hatching consists of lines that go in the same direction. And I mainly use this for hair and things like that. So for this form of shading, I'm going to be drawing a hairstyle. Alright, you guys. Alright, you guys. Alright, you guys. So there are my first and second favorite forms of shading. Now here's the third, which is going to be cross-hatching. Alright, you guys. So cross-hatching is best used when you're trying to make a pattern or show two different directions of movement. Now, one thing that I can do best with cross-hatching is drawing jeans or denim, period. So I'm gonna be drawing a denim jacket and then I'm gonna be shading it. So I'll be right back. Alright, you guys, so this is my jean jacket and I'm going to be showing you guys how I use cross-hatching to make it look more like denim. Alright, and those are my 3 favorite forms of shading. Let me know what you guys' favorite forms of shading are in the comments below and leave a like. Thank you guys so much for watching. Kyng out.